So I went to bed last night with a bit of a smile on my face. I saw the latest drop of the Tudo Sport magazine and the cover and what it looked like, or newspaper, I guess, and got me excited. And then I woke up today, and how am I feeling? Yep, just like the soccer ball. All right, welcome to Bianconeri Zone. I'm Justin Sofro. It is Sunday, June 6th, 2021, and let's just jump into it. So starting off a little bit, not non-news, but Mirko Di Natale did an interview with Benicia, and at Benicia he gave some thoughts and his point of view in the last season and this incoming season. We'll go over them quickly. I'll just read them off to you, and then I'll give you my thoughts. There's not really a lot to do, but we'll get into it anyway. First off, he said, I was surprised by this year, which is a bit difficult. When you win so much, it's natural that you have to change. 6 or 7 players are important players like Pjanic, Matuidi, Higuain, Lichtenster, and Evra have left, and it takes time to start a new cycle. He said, I'm convinced that Allegri will allow Juve to win again after all, and he and his staff are winning people, and they have already proven this at the club. Paulo is someone I hold in high esteem, a decent person. He's more than a top player. With the number 10 on his shoulders, he should be. I would put him at the center of the project. And then he went on to say, I don't understand the criticism directed at Ronaldo. He came to Juve to score, and he's doing it. At this age, he's won titles, not the Champions League, but no one can think a man can win alone in a team game. And then going on, I think the team has lacked a bit of quality in the various departments, but in my opinion, Chris has done more than he should have done. Where else do you find a guy who scores 35 goals a season? And then finally, to wrap it up, he said, to win the Scudetto, in fact, you have to be good in defense. No, duh. You have to win defense, but the whole team as a whole. I think the return of Allegri can be fundamental for the department because he's someone who takes care of these details to perfection. In my opinion, Juve will go back to conceding few goals. The great defenders are there, and therefore, in this regard, I'm very confident. Yeah, so he basically just is, giving his stamp of it or endorsement of Allegri, which we know what we're getting with him there. I kind of agree with that because, in my opinion, I'd rather win 1-0 every time than play like I've seen the last year or so. As well, I agree with his endorsement of Dybala. And this is where it comes from me every time. I don't fully agree with what he said about Ronaldo. My kind of thing, again, where I come from in America, whenever I think of the GOAT in sports, and I do think Ronaldo is the greatest of all time when it comes to soccer. I think he's the greatest player to ever play the game. But because of that, with that comes higher expectations. I expect more out of Ronaldo. I expected more out of him, every season since he came here. Just like the greatest of all time in basketball, Michael Jordan, every time he would put the team on his back and he'd win those games. Think about the flu game, you think about anything like that, he'd be able to do that. There's been plenty of times where I just saw Ronaldo just kind of pouting in the corner because, yes, and I understand a lot of his teammates are not up to par with what he needs to do, but there's some times where you have to create your own score. You get to create your own play, and sometimes Ronaldo just wasn't doing that, and that's my kind of main issue with him. Again, I like Ronaldo. I think he's the greatest player ever played the game, but there are plenty of times that he just, I don't want to say he had a bad attitude, but there's just issues where, and I understand there's issue with the club not getting him the pieces that he needs to maybe create for him. Definitely in the midfield. We're all unhappy with the midfield, but overall, I just expected a little bit more from Ronaldo. That's my kind of point of view. Okay, sorry, and I apologize if I'm making noises. I'm still pretty sick, so I'm still recovering from all that. Moving on, the Vlahovic rumors begin to build. In Tudo Sport, they're reporting that Vlahovic is the first target for Allegri's attack. Juventus are trying to get the player, despite the request being 50 or 60 million euros. I would love to have Vlahovic. Watching some of his highlights, I was watching some of them yesterday, and he's a great player. He's definitely got a lot coming. I don't know if Fiorentina, how likely they are to do business with Juventus again and are willing to send another player to Juventus, but especially with that price tag. And then we'll get into kind of like my thoughts when it comes to the price tag later when it comes to other players right now. But, I would love to have him at Juventus. I just don't. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much I truly believe that it'll happen. All right. There'll be a Genoa meeting coming soon. A meeting between Genoa and Juventus have been scheduled for the next few days, as reported by Gazzetta dello Sport. President Preziosi. I apologize if I butchered that. We'll talk to Juve about Perin and the loan of Dragusin and the future of Nicolo Ravella. When it comes to that, I don't know. Part of me, and I don't know. With me, I'd rather. I think the club also. I think they reported yesterday. The club just really wants to sell Perin at this point, especially if he won't come back and be a backup goalkeeper. He's doing us a little good. Besides, actually, he's doing us very little good right now. So the best thing for him would be able to sell him. I'm kind of leaning more toward wishing or wanting us to sell to Atalanta than to sell to or to keep loaning him out to Genoa with kind of really no commitment there to purchase. Dragusin's another player that I would like to see. I don't know. I like to see more from him and basically maybe see what he can do at Genoa to see what he can do maybe for the future at Juventus, because I liked the few moments that I did see this season. I really enjoyed seeing him. And then Nicolo Ravella. I don't know. I was excited about the player when we signed him. Another young Italian. I know there were rumors about possibly coming to Juventus for this next season. We'll just kind of sit and watch and wait and see what happens with him. But I'll be interested to just keep an eye on him and his future. And then to the main story of the day, Locatelli and Donnarumma. If you got onto the Two Sport last night, or I guess it was last night for me, I think around 7 p.m. is when those covers drop. And of course, on Two Sport, they're reporting the objective is to continue to strengthen the team with an Italian backbone. Locatelli and Donnarumma are the main targets to achieve this. So, like, if they're saying that that's their main targets and that's their main goal, that's what they're going to go hard at, and that's what they're going to try to wrap this up soon, is what I take from it. Moving on to almost 12 hours later, you have Alfredo Padula reporting basically for Donnarumma. There's also PSG. Important contacts in the last hours. Juve remain in sight. Barca cooled down their interest. And then Mercado is saying PSG want to conclude the signing of Gianluigi Donnarumma as soon as possible. Today, talks between Leonardo and Raiola intensified. And I've seen some reports saying that PSG are the only ones that can really offer him what he needs. I've also seen reports that PSG, if they were to sign him now, they have a goalkeeper that they may want to loan him out, which to me would just be counterintuitive. Like, yes, you want to make money, but at the same time, you're going to loan me out to probably a team that's not in Champions League. I don't understand that. I don't understand that way of thinking. I don't understand that way of, if I'm him, of, proceeding that way. It just doesn't make sense to me. But, and then and here's my point of view, is basically, if PSG is going to come in and steal Donnarumma from Juventus, I can't tell you how pissed I am about this. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense that if you're Juventus and you want to get these players, and this is something you've been talking about for years. I remember hearing rumors throughout that this was the management's goal, and the management, if they blunder this again, and then we lose another player too, and I think I talked about this a couple videos ago, but if we lose another to go play in this bum league, in the French league, to play with PSG, and yes, I do understand PSG, they played in Champions League and played in the final, I think, last year, right? Is that right? Anyway, I'm trying to. Right now, I'm holding back myself because I'm also kind of tired and not feeling well. But there's a lot that I want to go off on, and just like I'm infuriated with this management, and I'm pretty bleeping done. Like I'm done if they lose out on Donnarumma for this reason. To me, I just feel like you need to fork up the money and get this deal done. If you're willing to spend 50 to 60 million on Vlahovic, and I understand we need another striker, but if you're willing to spend that, and this is a player that you've been wanting and that can set up our future for a long time, to me, you get that deal done no matter what. So we'll keep an eye on that and see where it goes. I don't know. It was the difficult thing for me to see about, like, sometimes it feels like it's a smokescreen that Raiola puts up to kind of like force the other team to make their move. And so and if we were to believe the rumors, it appears that Donnarumma really wants Juventus, or he wanted Juventus. And then I know a lot of people are going to get upset with Donnarumma and I've seen the dumb Dollarumma and stuff like that all over the internet. Like, I'm sorry, but you can't get mad at him for wanting money, for wanting to get paid. He is the best at his craft. He is one of the best, at least, if not the best at his craft right now, especially for his age range, and he wants to get paid. That's the deal. You want to take care of your family, not only for now, you want to take care of your family for generations, if you can. And what you can make, playing for Juventus, playing for PSG, playing for whoever, is generational money that you can make, that you can put away and take care of your family for a long time. So no, I'm not pissed at him for wanting to make that money. He should make that money. He deserves it and he earns it, and Juventus should pay it. That's where I'm going to set off, and that's where I'm going to see. We'll keep an eye on where PSG goes with this. If they end up locking it down, like I said, I don't want to get too I don't want to boil over too much right now because nothing's set in stone until there's a release done. And, until Allegri'S says it, which, or I guess, or whoever it is with PSG, or, I guess Romano, whoever reports it, nothing's done yet. So keep an eye on it. Moblano still thinks that there's a chance. I mean, I think, 99.98 now. So somehow this 0.02% wins out. That's a lot of egg on your face, but whatever. Anyway, that's all the news I have for you today. It's a bit of a short Sunday, but check in with us tomorrow. I imagine Monday we get the news. It'll start picking up again, but you'll get the latest covering Juventus from us. Please like the video and subscribe, as it really helps our channel as we're growing. And don't forget to hit that bell to stay up to date and get notified as soon as our videos drop. Follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone on Twitter and Instagram, and follow me on Twitter at Justin Sovro. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.